Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. It's I Quit My Band. Thanks, everyone, for being here. My name is Nate.
I'm JJ.
I'm Evan.
We thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Comment down below. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok for podcast clips and comedy skits. Subscribe to our Patreon page, $5 a month for weekly bonus episodes. We've been doing this fun thing over on the Patreon that people actually seem to enjoy it.
Really?
Yeah, we got some comments saying this was good.
Nice.
So I felt better about it.
All right.
But we're watching the show Supergroup, the VH1 show Supergroup, in its entirety for the next 5 weeks, 6 weeks. We already did episode 1. That's out.
We're reviewing episode by episode.
Giving a full recap
Full
of
recap.
everything that's going on.
Yeah.
We can't spend just one podcast duration
There's-
summarizing. There's too much
There's
there.
too much to go through.
Too much meat on
Yeah,
that.
we could do like a 4-hour special. but
Really?
yeah.
It's our first investigative report.
It's an
really
investigative report.
a deep dive.
Yeah, episodes come out every Sunday.
It's what I'm looking forward to talking about more than what we're going to talk about right
Me
now.
too, for sure.
If I'm
yeah.
being completely transparent.
Episodes come out every Sunday, so subscribe there and watch other bonus content as well. Tonight, you could already tell if you clicked on the video, we're reviewing the new Mumford and Sons record called Prizefighter.
Yeah.
We did a predictions album scores episode a while back, and I think that's why it was. I think it was on Patreon.
And
where
we predicted, we went through their track list.
We went to the track list. We took a look at what Prizefighter had to offer in terms of just presentation. You know, the name, the cover, the tracks.
Yeah.
And we try to predict the score. And I think that's what got us excited to do this because it seemed like it was going to be a lot funnier than it is.
We've gone down the rabbit hole of IPA rock before with who was it?
Automatic.
The Lumineers.
Oh yeah, the Lumineers. Mm-hmm. And that had a little bit of something there, you know.
Had some juice.
We did a lot of Edison bulbs and suspenders and top hats and things.
Blew through a lot of our A material when we could really use it today.
We sure could.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, the Lumineers had, it's the same vein as Mumford and Sons. So Mumford and Sons, I mean, if you don't know, there's probably a lot of people that actually don't know.
Yeah.
Which is interesting to think about because, like, when I was in high school, Mumford and Sons was like the band.
Yes.
But now there might be younger viewers who are like, who the fuck is Mumford and Sons?
Right.
But they had a Little Lion Man, they had The Cave. They were kind of the godfather of wearing the suspenders and the hat and playing an upright bass and a banjo and like having the kick drum,
The stomp clap.
The stomp clap.
Like even before the Lumineers, it was Mumford and Sons.
Yeah.
Like
they were like the Big Bang, dude.
they were the big band.
They
were
Here's
John-
that fresh sound you're looking for, and it's like guys dressed from the Depression.
It's farmers.
various
The guys put down their fucking butter churn and picked up a banjo.
various rundown facilities across the country suddenly turned into breweries.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When Mumford and Sons came to be.
The
They're kind of-
classic $17 burger makeover.
They're kind of at fault for everything.
They
you
are.
know?
True.
It's kind of all of their fault.
Well,
Yeah.
they kind of came up it was almost they almost appropriated hipster culture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it became this rootsy sort of Americana that would have been probably out of place in 2009 had it not looked like The Guy That Cuts Your Hair, or something like that.
I don't know why that was so, why did people just, gravitate towards that in 2009? What was going on back then?
I can tell you why you go ahead, but I can tell you why I
hipster
did.
culture in
Yeah,
general.
or just, this version of hipster culture. This complete throwback type of shit.
Well, I think it would it's a want to try to find some form of authenticity again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before all the phones and shit, dude, we wore suspenders and
You
pomade.
should see us now. Dude, I used to have a razor. Now I got this fucking thing, and it ruins my life.
I thought you meant like a straight edge.
No, I'm talking about the Motorola
because
razor.
these guys use straight edge razors for sure.
They definitely do.
So Mumford and Sons came to be in my life during a very specific period of time when, like, two of my music influences in my life were two of my uncles. They showed me like a lot of the cool shit that I'm into, and they're for a period of time were like heavy WYEP listeners. That's a local. Yeah. It's a local radio station. It's like public radio, whatever. Like PBS type stuff.
Yeah, it's like adult contemporary but cooler.
Yeah. And so the WYEPs of the world or the NPRs of the world, whatever, loved Mumford and Sons so fucking much that you heard it all the time. And they put out that first record and then they put out another one that was like totally the same vibe and everyone got ultra geeked on it. I actually saw Mumford and Sons one time.
We're just discovering JJ is a huge fan. Well, he's just like, it actually means a lot to me.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
And my uncle.
Me and my Uncle Rich love Mumford, dude.
I saw them at fucking Star Lake play, like, you know, they're really relatable and salt of the earth, you know, farmers, and they're playing the biggest concert venue in the Pittsburgh area,
Mondo stage.
Yeah, and so they had a moment for me. I was like a sophomore in high school or whatever that was. And then they like put out an electric record. They were like, well, Dylan went electric. We can too.
I think that was their fall off.
Yes, it totally was. Record. And they never went. Like, no one liked it. I was excited about it. But then, that was 13-year-old me. And then I was like, oh, this blows. Yeah. And that was it. You know, I found cooler shit.
Mm-hmm. For me, like, those songs were just on, you know?
Yes.
And they were fine. But it never made me want to go like any deeper. Like I felt like with Little Lion Man, I got enough of the Mumford.
Yeah, me too.
Brothers or whatever and Sons.
The Sons.
Yeah. And I think the Sons was a good career move.
100%. If you're just Marcus Mumford,
or just saying like the Marcus Mumford band, like no one did Sons.
The Memphis Marford experience.
Memphis Marford.
Mumford.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it falls into that like idea of like the Americana, like you're going to get your tractor worked on over at Mumford and Sons.
It's like what most of the country can relate to is like working on the old hot rod.
With my sons.
with my two large fat boys.
With my giant fat sons who never moved out of the house. Donnie and Richie Mumford.
Who are a giant pain in the ass. But I did end up having a bit more respect for him because he ended up working on Inside Llewyn Davis, that Coen Brothers movie. He did a few songs for that I liked more than like your standard.
I didn't like that movie.
I mean, I like it a lot. It's a super downer of a movie.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
It doesn't fall between 2003 and 2008.
It didn't star Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson didn't do it for Nate.
When I first saw it, I liked it less. I like it more every time I watch it. And it's just about like sometimes talent just isn't enough.
Yeah,
like you show up at the wrong place at the wrong time, and you get nothing. Now, of course, they don't like switch places because they piss in a fountain or you know, your typical.
Right. It wasn't the change up.
Exactly.
It wasn't the great comedy with Ryan Reynolds and Jason Bateman.
Of course.
But nonetheless, I didn't like it as much as either of those movies. But well, what were we saying?
We're talking about.
So we're talking about the Prizefighter.
You were talking about Marcus Mumford writing songs for Inside Llewyn Davis.
Our Marcus Mumford having just a tinge of indie cred with Evan.
Yeah. Okay. He like reworked some Dave Van Ronk songs for that I liked a lot more than like the typical Mumford and Sons stuff. Still sounded a bit like Mumford and Sons, but. That's the expanse of my knowledge as we went into Prizefighter.
Yeah.
So here's the crazy thing that I didn't realize. So they put out Sigh No More, which is like the big one.
Yeah, that was the big one.
That's the Big Bang, 2009. Then 2012, Babel was their follow-up. Pretty well received. There's,
I remember Babel.
A few tracks from Babel appear in like the Spotify top 5, right? And then we take like a pretty precipitous drop into obscurity right after that with the electric record Wilder Mind. And what blew my mind looking right now is that between Wilder Mind and Prizefighter, the one that came out a few days ago, there were 2 whole records that I never knew about.
I didn't know about those either. And I didn't realize that they only had 2 records before they went electric with Wild.
Yes.
I would have thought they would have had like 3 or 4
yes.
before doing that.
The only thing that I knew Mumford and Sons for since I saw them play that concert, fucking 15 years ago, was that they had to kick the banjo player out of the band because he was hardcore MAGA or something.
Yeah, him and Ariel Pink were at
the
riot.
Exactly. Yeah. They were stealing Pelosi's
Him,
laptop.
Ariel Pink, and John Mouse.
Yeah, he was
starting a band together.
He was
the
a
worst shit you've ever heard.
Which leads us to the Prizefighter.
Yeah.
Which for me was I had to be a snooze fighter.
Yeah.
Trying to fucking stay awake during this thing, man.
Yep. I listened to this
snooze fighter.
I listened to this
so
3
good.
total times.
Yeah.
And I usually go to the gym before we record this podcast just to get pumped up to talk shop with the boys.
Cast.
And I listened to this at the gym, which
That's
was
gotta be rough.
the least motivating.
No PRs were hit.
Yeah.
0. It was
listening to Rubber Band Man
Pretty
featuring Hozier.
pretty weak.
I'm
sesh.
usually not this tired when we do the show, and I think that I am today because of how many times I had to listen to this. It was just every time I put it on, I was just oh my God, I'm gonna fall asleep.
Yeah.
It was it is snooze music. But I mean, that aside, I mean, the song, from what I remember about Mumford and Sons, this isn't different.
No.
I think
except for there's no hits on it. There's no hits.
I would say if there's any difference from the stuff the big hits that I'm aware of is there's just a lack of energy.
Yeah.
This
The energy
album
is
is
not there.
so gentle.
Yeah.
And I found his vocal didn't have quite the same character that it once had. He would there would be more dynamics. He would talk really low.
Yeah.
And
He
didn't put as much
Get the leprechaun going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there was never a point at the into the he didn't hit us with enough Lucky
He
Charms
didn't do
on
the
this
Lucky
one.
Charms.
Quit stealing me Lucky Charms.
Yeah, it wasn't like
Quit
that. this
stealing
time.
me hazy IPA. Sorry.
And
Just, you started doing that, and then just put his head down. Just,
Sorry, dude.
It's fine.
That wasn't that bad though.
no, it was good.
it was great.
It
Thanks.
was just funny.
And there's never a moment in all of their big hits. There's a moment where they go full hoedown.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
the banjo does that finger
Yeah.
picky thing, and you pick up the sundress in both hands and you're dancing around, and it never gets there.
No, there's no there's no Rumspringa moment. You know?
Yeah.
There's no celebration except for I think the closest it kind of gets for me was Conversation with My Son, parentheses Gangsters and Angels.
See, that's my most disappointing song.
It's my most
easily
disappointing
mine
song.
too.
I think it is for me as well, but that song really starts to build
Yes, it
something
does.
Huge
Yeah.
at the end. But it goes on for so long, and it's not really it's not a hoedown build. It doesn't build to being. It builds into this kind of you're ascending, and
Yes.
it's kind of it's kind of just corny. That's really the only thing it really did for me was that it was corny.
Yeah, it does have a build that is different than the songs on the other. But
Yeah.
I remember in that Patreon episode when we first read Conversation with My Son, Angels versus Gangsters.
Yes.
Just the ideas in your head that
Yeah.
what it could be.
Yeah.
And especially on an album that has a song that's so as unimaginably titled as the banjo song.
Yeah, the banjo
Yeah.
song.
where it's isn't there a banjo in every fucking one of these songs?
It starts off with a banjo, and you're like, well, of course, sure. It's a banjo song.
But when I heard Conversations with My Son, Angels vs. Gangsters, in my head, it was a self-published novel by a low-level mafia guy who sold out his entire friend base.
Conversations with
With
my
my
son.
Yeah, I'm telling my son about this thing of ours, where I could fucking rat it on all my friends.
When I read the title "Conversation with My Son" (parentheses Gangsters and Angels), I just picture a giant black and gray tattoo of a clock.
Yeah.
That's the chains are running down. There's the face of the sun is there, and then someone just this one I got this with it's for my son.
This one's
And
for
you're
my
just like,
first
wow.
wife.
And then it's the both sides of life. I got the angel here, and then I have the guy with the Tommy gun
then I got
hanging
the
off
gangster over here that symbolizes my demons. And then this side is the angel, which symbolizes, the good side of me.
Angels.
And then
This one
here's my son.
This one I can see more, so
Yeah.
it helps me make better decisions.
I make better decisions.
Because I look down and I see that guy, and I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
I shouldn't grease this guy.
Yeah, and I got it, for my son.
Yeah.
Because after we had a conversation
about Gangsters Angels. Yeah, I mean, you give so many of the titles on the songs are like nothing.
Yeah.
And then you give me that, and I'm not getting any Sleeping with the Fishes.
No,
I'm not
right.
getting
nothing.
any.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, maybe that
Whackings
was maybe we shouldn't have.
it's our
presumed
fault.
That was gonna happen.
I think we listened to a little bit too much Megadeth
Yeah.
to really,
Yeah, that's
that
true.
kind of tainted our view of what this song could
Yeah.
be. But if you hand that title to Dave Mustaine
Yeah.
and tell him, or like Rob
Oh,
Zombie
yeah.
or somebody, and tell him write a song underneath that,
Mustaine could.
he would
pull it
crush
off.
He would
that.
go nuts with
Like
that.
Captive Honor type
Oh,
of shit.
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
The real the album really doesn't start strong for me. Like it starts off with almost for me like two of the same tracks.
Yes.
Like here with Chris Stapleton and then Rubber Band Man with Hozier, which was not a cover of T.I.'s Rubber Band.
I know.
Man.
Or
as the Taliban.
I was
did?
disappointed in
Not a
that.
cover
How
of
you
the
gonna,
other Rubber Band Man
do
either.
not go on that block if you're not going to bring something as hot as T.I.
As what T.I. did, yeah. But I really hate how features are implemented on this album, like
Same.
especially with those two tracks and then the ones at the back half with Gigi Perez and Gracie Abrams.
See, I thought the Gigi Perez one was actually pretty good.
They're not quite as bad, but I just don't like how the take it away moments that they have with Hozier and Chris Stapleton, it's just like, okay, second verse is here. Let's have Stapleton and Hozier just
Sing
over.
the same melody.
Sing the same melody. They're not doing anything different. And then they did Gracie Abrams with she does more of a harmony, but I felt like her harmony is so overpowering to what Marcus Mumford was doing that it's just why are they on these tracks?
At least with the
there's
Chris,
no reason.
At least with the Chris Stapleton one, they gave him like a verse.
They gave him a whole verse, but they also give Hozier a whole verse.
Yeah,
but,
true.
I just don't feel like it was necessary to have a feature. What's their voice adding?
Mumford and Sons and Hozier is like a match made in heaven.
Yeah, it is.
There's hipster brains exploding all over the place.
But I've always felt like Hozier just escaped Stomp Clap.
Yes.
He almost was there.
But now he is there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that
they pulled
song,
him back.
again, we talked about, the songs just never quite getting to that big moment. Hozier, that song, Rubber Band Man, starts getting more, but even when they do let loose, it just feels like it's respectfully getting it on.
Respectfully getting
It's like they took off the Undertaker hat and they're like, man, me and some of the boys would like to get it on. Would you mind if we get it on?
Can we get it on, please? Yeah, it's like the guy from Heat, except he's like, may I get it on?
Exactly. Yeah. He was making a move. May I get it on?
May I get it on?
Yeah, I mean the album just really doesn't. It doesn't stray from those two first songs. Like then you get Banjo Song, Run Together,
which is what these songs do.
That's what these songs do.
Yeah.
They do Run Together.
Yeah, and Banjo Song particularly. There's a couple Banjo Song, Run Together. Those two feel very much like I used to edit weddings, wedding videos.
Oh, yeah.
Run Together is a perfect wedding video.
They're all
song.
such wedding songs.
You are shooting a barn wedding, where some guy fucking pressure washed the cow shit out of there. He's charging $28,000 for you to have your wedding, and I'm able to film that thing. Run Together is a perfect soundtrack.
Perfect song, yeah.
That or a Cymbalta ad.
Yeah, any of those.
Yeah, just where they're in a bathtub in a field for some
holding
reason.
hands. Yeah, there's two bathtubs set up in a field. Sorry, were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say in terms of lyrical content too. There's nothing really. I don't know if Mumford and Sons is meant or known for this, but there's nothing quite that makes me feel anything.
Yeah,
in what he's saying, it's more for divorced millennial moms to relate to and stuff. Like, you're trying so hard.
Yeah, it's a lot of like trying to be uplifting and like
you can do better.
Keep going.
Yeah,
like that's the general message.
Which like cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
It made me like miss the overwrought emotionality of that old stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Like
I want some stomping.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want to go full hoedown.
I want to put on my boots tonight,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
The one song I did like is Alley Cat.
I do
I
like
was
that
going to
one as
say
well.
it kind of that's the only song I noticed any sort of change on.
Same.
Like after like fucking 7 tracks or however many there are 5. I'm like, oh, the vocals sound different. This song is a little bit different.
Yeah.
He's kind of doing a different vocal style on it.
Yeah, there's like a weird syncopation to the strings, and they're arranged in a cooler way.
Mm-hmm.
I do just like the idea of calling yourself an alley cat.
Yeah.
When it's like, you're probably like coming home drunk.
Yeah.
Like, not telling your wife.
He says something about
I've
like
always
he
been an alley
drinks
cat.
tap water or
He
something.
drinks right from the tap.
Right from the tap, yeah.
Damn right, because he's hammered.
He's hammered.
And I think I read somewhere that Aaron Dresner did this album. The dude from
Aaron Dessner.
Dessner or whatever, from The National.
Yeah. Who also does the Taylor Swift records.
Yes. And yeah, it's weird that he has become like a super producer in some ways. Like I've always thought The National was fine.
Me too.
And I don't really hear any like interesting production outside of Alley Cat. Like that was like the one song that I felt like, okay, there's a little something going on here on a production level that feels maybe outside of what Mumford and Sons would normally do.
Yeah, I'd agree. That was really the only one that like caught my ear. Like after like you listen to this and things start to feel like watered down and just like blend together. But when you hit Alley Cat, you're like, oh, why did they do that?
And that one, like the title is what the thing is that you remember in the song.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The rest of them aren't really that.
It sort of tells a story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, everything else just starts like it's kind of amazing how many times you can write a song that sounds exactly like The Gambler by Kenny Loggins or whatever the fuck.
It's Kenny Rogers.
Kenny Rogers. You know the song I'm talking about?
Yeah. Somewhere in the night. He broke even. Dude.
Yeah.
Like every song here has that melody of just like, and you're just like, wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
how does this happen?
I mean, in some ways, that just is folk music.
It is. I mean, like that's
really simple sing-songies.
It's funny because I watched this Bruce Springsteen movie, so then I like just naturally I put on Nebraska, and like I was like, yeah, like this is what folk music is. Like it all follows that same kind of melody, but the way they do it on this record, like it just doesn't feel like they're not telling stories. They're not like implementing production in any different way. It just feels like so, I don't know, like washed out, you know?
Yeah, and even like their earlier poppy stuff, it's like at least they were adding that perspective to it. Like they were still, it's still pretty standard folk music.
Yeah.
With these very like standard type melodies, but they were adding like this updated sensibility that made it sound fresh. And these almost just sound like more stripped down versions of folk songs. Like the instrumentation sometimes is just like the lightest picking of the guitar.
It's light.
ASMR.
And then you get the like Prizefighter, and I'm, again, this is me probably setting expectations, but I'm thinking, Depression era box.
That's what I thought too.
Get in the ring, dude.
Yeah.
Some guy named like Amos Hands of Steel Henry.
Yeah.
With like a curly mustache.
Richie Mumford.
And, exactly. And it is the most assless song in the entire record.
Yeah. I thought that since they had done the electric thing before, like they have that in their back pocket.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the 2 records that have preceded this one.
I don't either.
But I was thinking, Prizefighter, conversation with my son. I'm like, we got to have a little bit of some ass there.
Yeah.
Like they might do a mix album where they do both at the same time.
Maybe they did that prior.
Maybe they did, and it didn't work out for them.
I don't know.
Like a story song would be great. Like a hurricane.
Yeah. That would be nice. But we don't really get it. It's just about,
Doing better.
Not disappointing your father and your mother in the homeland.
I will say
Bon Iver also background vocals on that song.
I was gonna say,
but no credit.
There's
Everybody
no cred.
Of all people,
Dude, I thought I was just hearing. I was like, am I just in like folk delusion zone where like I hear Bon Iver, but he's actually not even there? But if he's there, like I
he's
heard
credited on like the credits that you have to go look for on Spotify. But
what?
Okay.
But I think he denied the feat. He's like,
damn,
maybe not.
I don't want that showing up on my Spotify.
Hosier? I think I'm good.
I think I'm good with it. You guys got Hosier? You went to Hosier first?
You hosed me.
There's something to be said for like, this is a weird comparison, but you know the Black Keys are well past their prime. It's no secret, right?
Yeah.
But still, they managed to put out a few tracks that make it onto NBA 2K or Truck Month.
Sure.
This shit, I don't think is gonna be going on anything. We're not gonna like. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no bangers. Like, they put out 3 singles. One of them was the Hosier one. But I just don't... Nothing... Like, when we listen to these things, and even if we dislike them, there's some that are like, oh, wait. That one, though. That one is going to be the one that we hear in, like, over and over again on, like, pop culture shit or on TikTok or TV or whatever. You know?
Yeah. I mean, look, there's going to be people in the comments that are Mumford fans that are like, this album's about his divorce and all. You know, like, I don't know anything about his life.
I don't either.
But
he's
assuming
married to Carey Mulligan.
Okay, he's married to Carey, so he's not. It's not. He's doing
all right.
fine. But you know, there's always that where it's like these lyrics that like when you hear them, they like mean nothing, and then it's like. Someone read the Wikipedia and it's like it's about this, and you're just like, I don't like. You have to understand the point where it's like you shouldn't have to read the Wikipedia.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You shouldn't. We've been docked for the research first.
Yeah,
it's like you shouldn't have to. I don't know what the research was on this album, but it really doesn't. It doesn't really catch your ear. Whatever he's trying to say.
Yeah.
No, they're all like perfectly functional.
Yeah.
Mumford and Sons songs.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if I could point to a song and say, well, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
But there's nothing, and it's like 50 minutes long. There's nothing
so
that
long.
feels essential.
Yeah.
It really does feel like I'm in Artlist.io going through music to put into a video, and I'm like, oh, that would be good. Maybe like when they're cutting the cake.
That one's romantic.
But like, there's just nothing that grabs you in any sort of way that's exciting. And I agree, like that, like Taylor Swift syndrome, where it's like, no, this one's about Matty Healy. It's like, for the most of the period of recorded music, there was no Wikipedia. Page for you to go. You just listen to a fucking song. If it was good, you like it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what it is. Like, I don't want to have to like feel bad after I'm like, I don't like that song. I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
It's about a divorce.
It's about losing his
like,
children.
Yeah,
it's
like,
about his father, who was a gangster.
And an angel.
Yeah, exactly. He got killed in the streets and then just like he flew away.
He's got the fucking wing tattoos on his back, his full back.
Yeah, Red
full
Dragon
back.
style.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. What does Philip Seymour Hoffman say? Oh Jesus God.
He's just like glued to that chair.
It's so awesome.
Should we move into CA?
Yeah, let's CA it. What do you
right.
say? Who's going first?
Ev, go first.
I think we've said it all. It's a perfectly functional record that I think if you do like this sound and you like this band, you will probably listen to this and be like, wow, like they kind of still got it. Like like none of the songs are boring or anything like that. But for a casual like listener who doesn't really love this style of music or this band, there's really nothing on here that I felt like I got to take away from. The closest would probably be Icarus, the song with Gigi Perez. There's a pretty good melody, and there's like some interesting arrangement in that where like these like random pieces will like sting, where it felt like a better use of like a big band like that than just like starting off with this like really soft picking, and then slowly we get to like stomp clap, but never like full on stomp clap, which is another thing. Like, if you're gonna go Hoedown, give me full Hoedown.
Yeah,
especially if you're making like a kind of like return as they are right now. You know, like they're doing like the Zane Lowe interview, and it's like, you know, if you're coming back with Prizefighter,
yes.
We were all expecting it to like be the return to form.
Yeah, I wanted like Mumford, you know, putting the gloves on, getting back in the ring.
Yeah, there you go. Nice.
And we did not get that. We got a lot of songs that, you know, he's got a good voice. Although there are times on this record that it sounds like there's an effect or something on his voice. Like there's like a warped, especially like when he goes like strain.
so much compression.
Probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't really knock the songs for being bad songs or, you know, anything that I could like point to as wrong or bad. It's just boring. Like that's the main takeaway. Is like it's just not a very exciting listen. It's outside of my like aesthetic wheelhouse to begin with, and I am very glad to not be listening to this album anymore. Yeah. With that being said, I'm gonna go 4.5.
Okay.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. I echo everything that Evan said for the most part. I think this album is entirely toothless, and not that you're gonna find much like in terms of grit or teeth in this genre. That's not so like if I'm setting the expectation like I need every album to be, you know, a fucking kick-ass rock record. That's not what I mean, but I do mean that like there was a little bit of like you could hear the strings being strummed a little harder on the first Mumford and Sons record, or you know what I mean. Like it's just
he was laying in on that kick drum.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only thing he had.
You know, my image of Marcus Mumford in my head is him like this sweaty ass dude with an acoustic guitar strung up way too high.
Yeah,
and Dave Matthews is the only guy that can really do that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't even like Dave
he
Matthews.
Can do it.
Full disagreement. I'd much rather have Marcus than.
Maybe I should say Dave was the first guy to do that.
He wakes up in the morning.
I actually can't stand Dave Matthews. Me either. So bad comparison, but the imagery remains the same.
Yes.
So really, I just like didn't get anything from this. I listened to it 3 times, and I couldn't really remember a single thing. The production is nice. It's very clean, but maybe just a little bit too much compensating for how light it is at times. But it not even like, you know, there's some like I generally detest trap and like dirty ass hip hop. But even if we listen to one of those records, there would be like a lyric that makes me laugh, or somebody talking about their pussy or something.
I think a big problem with this album is that Marcus Mumford didn't talk about his pussy.
He didn't mention his pussy.
Not even once.
Not once. I was waiting for it.
I was waiting for an angel.
He usually talks about his pussy.
Yeah, that's what Little Lion Man is about.
At some point in the middle of the record, it's usually the pussy song. That Marcus Mumford is. So
I was thinking that
the signature.
I was thinking the Rubber Band Man was about his pussy because of how elastic tight it is.
Exactly. That's what I thought too. I thought the same thing.
You get what I'm. That's awesome. You get what I'm saying though. Like there's something I can take away from it, even though I dislike like the whatever. So I can't discount the effort, but it's so fucking boring. And I genuinely don't really I'm tapped into like a lot of musical things, and like I watch TikTok and like whatever. I haven't given Mumford and Sons a thought until we talked about them a couple weeks ago. Like genuinely in like 15 years. So I'm going to give this a 3.5 out of 10. Okay. It just was really, you know, and like, whatever. This is very whatever, but for me, it's dog shit because of how boring it is. So much boring adds, like, detracts from their whateverness and makes it dog shit to me. You know what I mean? So, 3.5.
For me, I mean, these are the these are these are the toughest ones to deal with, albums like this, because it's like I don't have like a strong affinity for this version of folk music. I never really did. I wasn't like a huge fan of Mumford and Sons back in the day when they were blowing up. I didn't like take a side when they went electric, and I didn't even know that they recorded 2 more albums. So I don't really have a lot to say. When I listened to this, it was kind of like an immediate, like before I even clicked play, I was like, I'm not gonna like this. You know what I mean? Which
That's
is
tough.
It's like inherently unfair.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like I was trying, like, you have to be fair, you have to judge it for what it is. But I wasn't excited to listen to this, and going back and to listen to it again and again, I never got excited to listen to it. I just kind of stayed in that vein. So yeah, you're not going to switch any fans with this, and you're not going to make any fans like start respecting Mumford and Sons, or people like me or music fans like all of a sudden start like thinking of Mumford and Sons as these like folk heroes. Like I think that they're just this band that used to be big that is like trying to claw their way back, or maybe they are. I'm not even really sure. And it didn't really work out. I'm not sure what they were trying to do with this record. Make like more of an artistic statement by it being like softer and like more on the gentle side, but they went overboard with it. Too gentle, too soft. I thought the production was good. I thought the performances were generally pretty good, but there's not much performance to really judge.
Yeah.
Like it's like acoustic guitar, playing. His voice sounds all right. It kind of does. It was interesting to hear that Aaron Dessner was the producer, because to me it kind of had like an Antonoff-ishness to it, because like some of the production feels uneven, where it's like this song has more of like this weird experimentation going on with the vocal than the other, like the first half. I mainly didn't like the amount of features. I just didn't think like the 4 features on this album like really did anything. It was too long. Should have been cut by like 5 songs.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. Like this just wasn't for me from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Like that's what it was. So I'm going to give it just a 5. 5
nice.
flat.
All right.
Like I'm not going to go too harsh on it, cuz
really nice job identifying your bias.
Yes, it's a bias, I wasn't excited for it, but it is a 4.3.
This podcast has a lot of integrity.
We're smart.
Yeah,
we're smart.
What is the end
really
final score?
It's a 4.3.
Yeah.
Can we do one after? Can it be a Yeah Whatever featuring Hoser?
Yeah, that's good.
That's perfect.
Yeah,
it's
that's
a Yeah Whatever featuring Hoser with Bon Iver taking his own credit out of it.
Uncredited Bon Iver. Yeah,
That's
but
good.
like what I will say is like even comparing this, we have a very small pool of reference.
Yeah.
But comparing it to Automatic Still Is.
Yeah.
That at least gave you a little something.
It did. I mean, Automatic Still Is was like
It's not called Automatic Still Is.
It is now.
It is now. It had some funnier lyrics,
Yes,
yeah.
and it had some songs that you remember.
We could do the Brett Kavanaugh thing. I can
could
still
do the
sing
Brett-
Automatic.
That's right. I do remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did have some things.
juice,
It had some juice because it wasn't fucking 15 songs.
This
It was
is
like
juiceless.
10, you know? Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
This is like copy paper, dude.
Yeah.
99% jam free.
It's jam-free.
I think that's it.
Kinko's.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Kinko's.
4.3 out of 10. It's a Yeah Whatever featuring Hoser, which is probably the best one we've ever
We keep getting
we've
better.
ever done.
Yeah.
Let us know what you thought of this album in the comments. Did you like it?
If you like it, do you hate
Do you
us?
hate us? Or do you hate this show? Is this your first time watching the show and you're like, wow?
This is a classic review for the Who Are These Guys comment.
That's what we're going to get. Who even are these guys?
I just imagine
no.
like a police commissioner slamming his fists on a desk. Who are these?
Who are they? Every time. Let us know in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok for podcast clips and comedy skits. Get the shirt in the description and subscribe to the Patreon page. $5 a month. Supergroup rewatch party. Episodes come out on Sundays. You're gonna love it. So we're gonna go talk about Supergroup now. Thank you for watching the show. It's I Quit My Band. Goodbye.